So what happens, do you think, to the babies then that would be drinking the milk when they're born?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
They're stolen within days of being born, and they have their throats slit, and they're sold as veal.
Yeah, I don't even want to even think about
Exactly.
that.
So why are we funding it? What's up, my man?
Wait, is that camera on?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You don't have to be recorded though if you don't want to.
Oh, yeah.
We can just have a conversation.
Yeah.
Or I can blur out your face. You don't have to.
Yeah, please blur out my face.
Yeah, no problem, man. Of course, I won't freeze you. It's just gonna go on social media, Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, that no one even really follows yet, because I've been doing this a couple of weeks, so no one's really gonna see it yet.
I would really prefer if my face was blurred out.
Sure thing, man. Of course.
I was gonna ask you about veganism, right?
Oh, right on. Yep.
Yeah, this is pretty bold. I don't disagree, by the way.
No, you don't disagree. Right on. It is bold, though. I agree with that for sure.
I think vegetarian, but for me personally, since I've been trying to cut out meat completely, or just
right on,
it.
Man. Hey, good for you.
It's so hard. It really
is it?
It's very hard.
Yeah. What's hard about it, you think?
Because meat tastes so good. So.
Oh, taste? Sure.
Yeah.
Have you tried the Beyond Meat burger at Carl's Jr.?
I don't really eat that. I eat more Mediterranean food.
Okay, right on. So have you tried the Del Taco food? They have Beyond Meat and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can get that taste bud pleasure while still not victimizing, an innocent individual and stuff like that.
I agree. I really do agree.
Nice, man, nice.
It's really bad how a lot of corporate farms really the way they treat animals is not nice.
No, it's not. Yeah. And we fund that, by buying those products. So we can just bring it into it right here and right now as consumers. It's a supply and demand economy. So the only reason they stay in function is because we keep giving them money for those products.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think also meat is not very healthy for you.
Absolutely, yeah. There's more and more research showing that it's one of the leading causes of cancer. It's packed with cholesterol and saturated fat,
Oh, that's the biggest issue, cholesterol and saturated fat.
Yep. Yeah, plants don't have cholesterol in them. Yeah, that's the great thing. They're super healthy for you.
Yeah, except for coconut oil.
Oh, sure. Well, all oils are going to be really high in fat because it's oil. But whole plant foods is what I'm talking about, not the oil version of it.
I think the vegan part of it is in the no animal products. I do think for me that does seem a bit pushy. So I think for now I should probably just do vegetarianism.
Okay, interesting. So what do you think of as vegetarianism?
Just vegetarianism, oh no, not vegetarian, pescatarian.
Oh, okay, so still eat fish.
Yeah, fish and chicken.
Okay, what is it about fish you think that you need?
I think fish is not as bad. It's actually much better than beef, than red meat.
Okay. Do you realize all meat is a carcinogen for the human body?
Is it?
Yeah, right up there with asbestos and cigarettes. All meat.
I thought
all meat.
Red meat that was.
No, man. Yeah. You can Google it, or I have resources here for you if you want to look into it. I encourage you to give it a try. And there's a Vegan 22 challenge there. It'll give you a free mentor for 22 days. Just give it a try. See how it feels.
So even fish is a carcinogen.
Yeah, man.
It has mercury in it.
Yeah. Plus, the plastic, the mercury, even your own backyard ponds, because of all this stuff being dumped into our atmosphere through industrialization, our backyard pond fish still have mercury and plastic all in them. There's no reason for it, not just for our health, but for the fish themselves. They do actually feel pain. You know what happens when you pull fish out of the ocean? Their bladder explodes. And they feel that pain. Yeah, isn't that sad? There's no reason for it. And animal agriculture is actually the leading cause of ocean dead zones. We kill 3 trillion fish every year. 3 trillion. Yeah. That's more than all of the humans killed in any war combined, all throughout human history.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Just for our taste buds.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. So I would advise against going pescatarian, not just for your health and not just for the animals, but for the planet as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's super easy.
I think going pescatarian would be, it takes time to cut all meat out. So I think it would first pescatarian, then eventually cutting that out entirely as well.
Okay, interesting.
It does take, it takes time for me. So I've been so tolerant on meat.
Yeah, your body definitely gets used to taking in a certain thing, even if it's a carcinogen. People, for example, when they quit smoking, they if they backslide and they go and they have a cigarette, they go, oh my gosh, I feel so much better now that I had a cigarette. Even though they know that cigarette's not good for them. It's just their body saying, I've been used to this thing and now I want this thing. So it's a matter of decreasing until you've completely abolished all that cruelty in your lifestyle. And that's all veganism is. It actually, by definition, just states reduce the cruelty in your life as much as practically possible.
Oh, yeah,
So that's easy to do with your diet, with the clothing, that you buy, because those are things that we are directly funding mass slaughter when we pay for them. So yeah.
You know any alternatives to veganism any alternatives to meat that taste just as good? Or
Oh yeah, like the Impossible Burger, a lot of Beyond Meat burgers. There's Gardein products all at pretty much every grocery store here in town.
Is that like actual good stuff for you? Or
Yeah, it's like pea protein. Yep. It's just all plant-based. I mean, if you want to maximize human health, a whole foods plant-based diet is a scientifically proven way to do that. So you can be a junk food vegan. You can eat lots of unhealthy food, but it's still nowhere near as deadly for you. It doesn't give you the diabetes, the obesity, the carcinogens, the cancer that meat and dairy and egg products will give you. Yeah.
It's really it's awful. I think what's worse is the way the industry works though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally all about money.
Yep. Yeah. Well, corporations are amoral. They don't necessarily care about the rights or suffering of individuals. So they only do what we as consumers tell them to do with our dollars.
Yeah.
So we do hold all the power in this situation.
Yeah, we do. So it is technically our fault.
It's true. But you know what? We can. It's because a lot of people aren't educated, and so we can educate ourselves. We can align our actions with our morality. Because I'm sure you morally wouldn't want to. Like if I had a dog or a pig here and I went to cut its throat or beat it to a pulp, I'm gonna eat it, so it's not gonna go to waste, right? But you still would be uncomfortable with that. Everyone here would try to stop me because 9 out of 10 people on the planet are totally moral. They genetically have a drive to be compassionate towards other sentient beings. So it's just about people learning about what's happening when they pay for those products.
This is just a curiosity. This is about more red meat specifically, but I heard it was bad, but is it actually the leading cause of all these diseases like cancer, obesity?
Red meat?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Red meat's one of the worst types of meat that you can eat, but pork, like I said,
pork,
chicken,
pork is way worse.
All of those are still right up there. They're all carcinogens and they're right up there as leading killers. And you could look at dairy too. Dairy is one of the leading causes of Alzheimer's, dementia.
Acne?
Sure, exactly. It has all those hormones in it that sets your body off balance.
It's not as bad since you're not killing the animal. So.
Well, actually, there's more death in the dairy industry than there is slaughter in the meat industry.
Is it really?
Yeah. Do you know how dairy milk is produced?
How is it produced? I know it's through breastfeeding or something.
Absolutely. So we have to forcibly impregnate mother cows by putting our fist up their butt, up their anus, and then we drop bull semen that we jacked off from a bull into them. Yeah, we don't put them on cowmatch.com. That's the basic standard industry practice. That's the standard practice. Even at free-range, cage-free organic farms, they have to artificially inseminate because they can't put them on cowmatch.com and find a good compatible, couple and then have a nice candlelit romantic sensual evening. That's not how it works. They have to mass produce these things because we demand them with our dollars. So what happens, do you think, to the babies then that would be drinking the milk when they're born?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
They're stolen within days of being born and they have their throats slit and they're sold as veal.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about
Exactly.
that.
So why are we funding it? If we don't want to think about it, we don't want to look at it, but why are we putting it inside of our bodies,
I agree. Plus,
Yeah.
How long are you going to be here, by the way, since I got a class to go to?
Oh yeah, I'll be here till about 2:30.
2:30.
Yeah. I'll hang around. And I'll be here next week too.
Next week too? What's your name?
Jackson.
Right. I don't want to say my name in front of
I'll bleep it out. No worries, man. That's a cool name. I like that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for chatting with me, man. You're a very open-minded guy. I appreciate it.
I think I got a few more minutes, so I can stay for 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
let me finish too. In the dairy industry, the mother cows, they get raped every 9 months. As soon as they have a kid and they're done producing milk, they get raped again. As soon as they're done.
More milk.
Exactly. Over and over and over. They're hooked up to these udder machines. And then what do you think when the cow is raped so much that she's exhausted and she can't make milk anymore?
That sounds
She turns into beef.
Yeah.
That's what turns into your burgers.
That's
So most of the meat in the meat industry isn't just cattle ranges, but it's from cows from the dairy industry, spent dairy cows that were raped so much, and they get raped when they're children.
They get raped. They die due to all the rape.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep. They get exhausted, so you can't rape them anymore. It's pretty messed up. Pretty messed up.
Very not good. It's depressing.
Yeah. So 60% of the meat in the meat industry comes from dairy cows. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that.
Totally, exactly. Most people don't, which is why we shouldn't even be paying for it if we don't, we can't bear to watch it and stuff like that. Why are we putting it in our bodies?
Yeah, but I heard green. You said green can. Do you know any healthy vegan alternatives to milk that tastes very similar to
Yeah,
dairy milk?
I like, you know what, I like almond milk, but different people have different tastes. There's oat milk, okay, right on. There's coconut milk. There's a million. That's the cool thing is there's about 20,000 different edible plant foods, but there's only a few different types of animals that we can victimize for food.
Too. Like you can, once your
It is
body
good, yeah.
adapts to it, it begins to crave it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oat milk tastes like the milk after you eat cereal.
Yeah, when I started, because I went from drinking whole milk, so it was really potent, really sweet. But the good transition to that was the sweetened vanilla almond milk. I found that kind of satiated my cravings and my old habits.
I also heard that grass-fed milk is grass-fed beef is slightly better, but not enough to like really make much of a difference.
Sure, so like if I wanted to get the nutrients out of your body by eating your flesh, I would probably want to feed you healthy food versus junk food, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing to these cows. We're getting the nutrients by eating it out of their bodies when we could just eat the plants that we're feeding them.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
true.
You know? Yeah. So yeah, maybe a little bit better, but it's still carcinogen. It still has the cancer-causing IGF hormones and all that stuff.
What's the so much hormones and stuff? It's not good. Also, what's the Impossible Burger? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's just like a hamburger made of plants that they make it with beet juice and stuff, so it looks like all bloody and it tastes the same, has the same texture. It's really good.
Is it healthy though?
Well, it's healthier than meat. It's healthier than eating an animal. But if you're looking at optimizing human health, and this will be on the resources that I gave you, you want to have a whole food plant-based diet. So you want to get fresh, whole, organic produce. And then you can kind of start to learn to find recipes to replicate things like your own burgers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
5 days in, man.
5 days on veganism?
5 days.
Hey, give me some, man. Hey, right on.
I feel like I'm eating like 90% carbs.
Well, the healthiest diet is a high carb, low fat diet. You want to have an abundance of plant foods. It's really great for you.
I don't feel that much like different.
No, really? Okay.
Yeah, but
Well, give it more time. You're only a few days in,
It's just like I'm like trying to do at least 10 days. Right?
Good for you, man. Right on.
For Wednesday. but
Set yourself a goal and go for it. That's the way true change is
It's
made.
just like I've eaten so much toast and fuck what I eat.
Toast. yeah.
I made.
Well, whole grains like oats are really good. Have an oat smoothie. Start off with a lot of calories in the morning and then kind of, taper off as you go throughout the day. That's what's been shown to help the human circadian rhythm. When we wake up in the morning, we want the most calories. So yeah, try to maybe pack as much as you can into the early morning with, really nutrient dense foods like oats and things like kale and fruit and almond milk and stuff like that. Yeah.
What's the deal with wheat?
Hey, thanks for stopping by, man.
With like wheat and gluten and like rye, is that also better than beef?
Well, I mean, some people have a gluten intolerance, but it's a pretty small percentage of the population.
I mean,
still, I mean, wheat is definitely a whole grain, and you don't have to eat wheat to get whole grains. You can eat rice as well. But yeah, whole grains are way better for your health than meat. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think. I know people that like all they eat is meat. I've heard stories of people that eat nothing but
the
meat.
carnivore diet. Yeah,
super carnivore, but they like have really good bodies because
interesting.
Yeah, but like the outside they look good, but inside
the arteries are getting clogged, their blood pressure is spiking, they've got all sorts of added cholesterol. Yeah, that's going to catch up with them. It's like if I put kerosene in my car instead of gas. It's going to run for a little while, but it's going to start to break down later on, much quicker.
True.
Did you know the world record holding strongman is vegan?
Cool.
Yeah, so you can get big. You can look at Vegan Gains on YouTube. He's a huge guy, and he just eats plant-based diet. Yeah, so it's actually your recuperation time is actually way quicker because you're reducing the inflammation that would cause you to slow your muscle growth.
And this I love meat. It tastes good, but like it's really I don't feel good doing it though.
Yeah, and a lot of people, no vegans stopped eating animal products because they didn't like the taste. We all loved the taste, but we just realized our taste buds aren't worth more than the life of a sentient individual.
Exactly. And our own health too.
Yeah, totally, and the planet.
Yeah, true. Are you from here?
Yeah, I live in Chico.
You go to school here?
Hey man, how's it going? Jackson?
Jack, Francisco.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by,
Jackson.
man.
Yeah, I'm going to school here. I just started.
With that though.
What's that?
That's cool. I like that.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate the feedback.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm going to school here right now, and yeah, I'm learning. I'm doing microbiology, so I'm gonna
Oh,
learn
interesting.
all about this stuff.
Ah, you must be a smart guy. That's way over my head. That's some complex stuff.
Did you grow up in Chico?
I grew up in kind of Paradise, Magalia area.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Paradise. That was a horrible fire.
Yep. Yeah, we were there in the fire. Actually, today's the anniversary of the fire.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and go to that moment of silence event.
Oh, I didn't know they were doing that. That's cool.
They were, like, did you witness the fire?
I was in the fire. Yeah. There was. It just turned like black as night, and these hot embers were dropping down, creating fires around us.
Oh.
We had to grab our animals and leave. We didn't have anything to take with us. Yeah, no
Wow.
time. Yeah, it was crazy.
I heard now it's like a ruined apocalyptic.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit more cleaned up, but it still seems like such a weird wasteland. You know, like you're saying,
Yeah.
apocalyptic. Yeah, wasteland.
Yeah, I mean that was so bad.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it's unprecedented. It's never,
There
never
was
seen a
another
wildfire
one in
like
Sonoma
that.
County. I'm from Marin County,
Oh, okay, yeah.
so my family lives in Marin County, so like they had to witness that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad they survived, thank goodness. But
Yeah, seriously.
really, yeah, it's, oh boy. Like, do you think that could also be like an after effect of the meat industry too? It's like over industrialization.
Absolutely. So the leading cause of climate change is actually animal agriculture. It's the leading cause of deforestation, ocean dead zones, species extinction, desertification, world starvation, and all major human health problems. That's a lot of things to have one industry be the leading cause of. Did you know that 91% of the Amazon's deforestation is due to animal agriculture?
I had no idea.
91%. They just light it on fire and they burn acres and acres of land. And that's like the lungs of the earth right there. Like, you know, what we need essentially to keep the atmosphere clean and to reduce the spread of more wildfires and drought and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so you're gonna be.
Hey ladies.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Great.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Are you
you're
gonna be
fine.
here next week.
No, yeah, I'll be here.
Next week,
Hey,
yeah.
thanks for chatting with me, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Finals coming up, so.
All right. You'll be busy then.
You can also, speaking of plants, you can also like naturally cure yourself through. There's many cures that you can find in nature.
Absolutely. Holistic, preemptive healthcare, just eating a healthy diet is
You don't
showing to be the best
spend
type of
thousands
healthcare.
and thousands of dollars on like the current healthcare system.
Right,
Very
right.
flawed.
Yeah, the pharmaceutical industry definitely benefits off our lifestyles and diets.
Oh, they do,
80% of antibiotics go to the animal agriculture industry. They have to feed these cows all these antibiotics to keep them from getting sick because they live in horrid conditions. And then the cows get immune to those antibiotics and they have to make new ones and keep producing all these new chemicals.
From what I've heard, apparently the U.S. government subsidizes all this.
Yes, you're absolutely right. You're a smart guy, man.
It makes no sense that a small organic tomato would cost 80 cents.
Exactly.
And, would not cost. It would cost like $10. And
Sure.
A small hamburger patty from McDonald's would cost like 10 cents.
A buck, right.
And there, a lot more goes into making that hamburger. So.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And that's because of us, because people don't realize that if they start funding the healthier options, then the government, the companies will start making more of those, and that'll naturally reduce the price and availability of them.
Yeah, all right,
Make them more available. Hey, thanks for hanging out, man. Have a good day.
Can you blur my face and?
I will. Like I mentioned, I'll
Sorry,
definitely do that for you.
Don't like.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
So you'll be here next week. What day next week?
Probably Monday through Thursday.
All right. Take care.
Yeah, you too.